Honorable Member.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for St. Peter.
Yes, Madam.
I'm inviting you to take that back as well.
Take what back?
I will stop the debate, you know.
What you want me to take back?
I will stop you.
Did I say that you're biased, Madam Speaker? I take that back to Madam Speaker. But why you all don't want to hear the truth? Madam Speaker, the New York Times is the truth. That's the truth. The New York Times paper, which tells us, and let me read it, that an investigation of the Stanford banks, and I quote, Madam Speaker, could be good politically for Mr. Spencer, who is in a tough re-election campaign against the former Prime Minister Lester Bird. I didn't say that. The New York Times said so. So it is political. It is political. I didn't say that. And it also went on, Madam Speaker, the Attorney General, Madam Speaker, who piloted the famous amendment to the International Business Corporation Act in this Parliament last year. You piloted this. Number 19 of 2008. It passed the House of Representatives on the 10th day of November 2008 and passed in the Senate on the 13th day of November. And the Honorable Attorney General, Madam Speaker, he created an obligation for him to cooperate with other regulatory authorities before first going to court. So, it's wrong. When Bill Cooper was investigated and his bank, the American government had to come here and go to our courts here before any information was shared. But you came back here last year and changed the legislation that you can share information with regulatory authorities without going to court. Don't lie to the countryman is here. You did that. Oh yes, you did that. So when I say that you cooperated with Americans and you helped to cause it, and Madam Speaker tell me to take it back, this act of legislation helps you to share information.
Honorable members.
You have the majority.
Honorable members.
You piloted
members.
it. You piloted it.
Honorable members, we're now going. Honorable member for Rural West.
Yes, we did.
Honorable member for Rural West. Honorable member for St. Peter. You're a member of this parliament. We sat here, we debated a bill. The bill was passed, we are not going to debate the bill again.
We voted against it, Madam Speaker.
You did not vote against it, you never vote.
We didn't vote against it, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let's go and look in the Hansard, we voted against it.
Let us move on, we're not going back to that.
Madam Speaker, you said we didn't vote against it?
In my recollection, you never voted.
No, you're totally wrong. Why don't send the clerk outside to get answer?
We are not redebating that bill.
No, Madam Speaker, you said that we didn't vote against it.
That's okay.
Madam Speaker.
Move on.
You know, but that's wrong, Madam Speaker. Say, move on. Move on.
We are not.
You said that we voted with it. We voted against it.
We are not revisiting the bill.
I mean, you're not interested in the bill.
So then move on with this
You're
motion.
not interested in this bill that was amended last year that gave oh, you're looking at your watch, you have to give me extra time.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
That is the House's decision, not mine.
March the 12th will give us extra time. Remember that. March the 12th. Anyway, Madam Speaker. But I asked him for more time. She said she don't have to give me more time. And look at all these interruptions.
Honorable member, don't stand there and tell lies on me. Because you very well know that I do not give time. That is a premise of the House.
Anyway, you too, the Attorney General, had his few minutes of fame with the New York Times online. And he quoted, Madam Speaker, and I quote, "I am sure various other offshore companies are going to worry exactly how far SEC control will go." I didn't say that. The Attorney General was quoted in the New York Times online as saying, "I'm sure various other offshore companies are going to worry exactly how far the SEC control will go. He added that his government now intends to investigate where billions of dollars that had been deposited in Mr. Stanford banks had gone. He said the government would seek to work with American regulators to find the money and to uncover any possible crimes. He continues, I trust there will be cooperation. If there was fraud, we also have jurisdiction and we will take action. And you were right to say that. You were. When you're right, you're right. But then you come in here and you do your total volte-face. 360 degrees again. Same thing with the hospital. Oh, but come on, man, Mr. Attorney General. You told the New York Times that if there's fraud, we also have jurisdiction and we will take action. There's no fraud yet been proven. The matter is before the courts on Monday. Why this haste today here in Parliament to do what you're doing? Why not wait and see the outcome of the civil proceedings and then make a determination? Why? What is the hurry? The buildings at the airport can be taken up and go back to Texas? They can lift up Pavilion and Sticky Wicket and the Athletic Club? So, Madam Speaker, our own Attorney General, Queen's Counsel, is not yet sure that there was fraud. But he's here today. He's here this afternoon. The chief legal advisor to the government, the principal legal advisor to the cabinet, stripping Mr. Stanford of all his land in a way that will destroy. You realize what he's doing, Madam Speaker? I want the public to understand. I want the people of this country to understand what they're doing. It will destroy any ability of Stanford's companies to ever uphold the very public interests that the UPP claims that it's trying to protect today. It's a charade. It's a puppy show. What public interests? You mean their public interests or their private interests? Show me where's the public interest. Has the UPP ever spoken to Stanford employees? Has you as Prime Minister ever gone up there and said, I want to have a meeting with Stanford employees, the 800 workers? Have you done that? And if you haven't, why haven't you done it? Does the UPP really know what they want? Does the UPP really have any interest in assuming some of these employees? In assisting these employees to purchase the shares of Stanford companies? And to really and truly run them successfully in the national interest? In the event that Stanford is really and truly unable to continue? That is the question. I want you to tell me, Mr. Attorney General and Mr. Prime Minister, I want you to tell this country today, how will the grabbing up of land in the name of Stanford companies help these companies to remain faithful to their commitments to their employees? How? But all the UPP is concerned with, Madam Speaker, is the political benefit that it may derive from acquiring Stanford's lands 2 weeks before general elections. That's all they're concerned with. And that's why they've come here today. They really don't have any contingency plan. They don't even know how much they're going to have to pay, because they have to pay fair market value for the assets. Have they put anything in place? Has the Minister of Finance put anything in place to value the assets? And where are you going to get the money from to pay it? Isn't it premature? And those assets, suppose the court of law rules, Mr. Attorney General. I do not know, I'm asking. Suppose those assets are really rightfully